Eddie's in Garland, Texas. Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
Not having a good New Year, but, you know.
But did I ask the wrong question?
No. Well, I just had about $2,000 worth of computer equipment just get trashed by who knows who.
Oh, really? A break-in?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they took all my guitar videos and all my music and basically crunched them down into encrypted files and made a departition in my drive and locked me out of it.
Oh, my God. What is that? That's just vile.
Yeah, well, you want to talk about being violated. I didn't know what the definition was until that happened.
Yeah, Kathy and I, in the course of our marriage, have been robbed 3 times.
Oh, my God.
Broken into 3 times, robbed severely once. And one time I caught the guy, and that's a whole different story. But, yeah, it leaves you it leaves you feeling totally vulnerable.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's an awful story. Awful.
Yeah, well, I didn't call to piss and moan, but I wanted to agree with you on what you were saying about, why are we spending our one life here, fighting with each other. I mean, even with things like what you're talking about and what I'm talking about, that doesn't make us hate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That makes us identify certain people that we think might do that to us and avoid them.
Right.
And all this stuff ties together, Mike. This religion, this false belief and things that we can't prove are real. It leads our society to look at imaginary things as reality. I don't know if you remember that email I sent you after that shooting that happened at the Sandy Hook school, but it was extremely critical.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually will respond, but you didn't respond to this one, and I thought, man, maybe I made this guy think I'm crazy.
No. Sometimes
you're busy, yeah, but
I just feel somebody needs to vent, and anything I would say after would just be kind of out of place.
Sure, and I knew how you were reacting on the radio. I heard you were upset, and I thought, well, he's probably not going to respond. But, what I said in that email was basically what I'm saying now. If we don't look at, and I'm included in this, when I say we, I mean me, if we don't look at ourselves and say, hey, what's important to us, what's real, what is going to help the long run, for humanity, not just myself, but how can I make myself better to help the group,
Right.
It's not going to change. I mean, when you're talking about your daughter and how you've got her learning, an instrument or some kind of musical talent, and then reading these in-depth books that are going to open her mind up, when she gets to be a certain age where you and I might have went out and partied, she probably won't do that. And because like with me, I wanted to go have fun, and
right.
Now I'm an adult and I want to learn. But if somebody had sat down with me, not saying my parents didn't try, but if somebody had sat down with me and taught me about these kind of, deep intellectual things when I was little, maybe I wouldn't be, well, my New Year sucks,
Well,
I would be 33 in college.
We truly believe that Molly's just an average kid. It's just that she has a lot of input that helps raise her ability to think. And she amazes me sometimes. She's 8.5, and she's already displaying critical thinking, which to me is very, very important. And what Kathy and I have done with her is just make sure that there were always books for her to read. She's a voracious reader. We never. I mean, we have to ask her, Molly, please stop reading. It's time to get a shower. Mom, Molly, put your book down. It's time for supper.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, but
so you don't, and not to cut you off, but you're not one. And I would never think you were, but I'm just clarifying. You're not one of those parents who would, teach her a false sense of reality.
No.
As opposed to, how you are on the radio.
No. Everything
right.
that anyone wants to listen to on this program and either agree with or despise is authentic. It comes from my heart. I mean, I wouldn't be screaming otherwise.
If I didn't believe it, I wouldn't be here. But,
right.
It's awesome that you do that, but how can we get, the next generation to do that? That's the thing. Like, there's going to be a huge gap between, when you had your oldest children, which are my age, and for me to your daughter's age. There's a gap in there somewhere where we're going to be off in the abyss, as a society.
Well, that's true.
That's why we're seeing these shootings, and we're seeing these people going nuts. We're seeing, what did Harry Reid pull the other day? and I heard another unnamed radio host on another channel complaining about it all day long, and I'm like, dude, what do you expect? You know, like, this is how, when we get on the news and you turn on the local news and you hear them talk about puppy dogs and stupid stuff like that, you know, when we got real problems, we got people getting killed, we got a lot of stuff going on, you know, and everybody's just like, oh, it's okay, it's Valentine's Day, everybody stick your head in the sand, you know. It's just, have you
noticed how much attention was paid to the Notre Dame football player and his imaginary girlfriend?
or Beyonce lip singing,
which is kind of funny, and how much attention was paid to the bicycle guy, Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, those.
And he lives about 20 miles away from my house.
Really?
Yes, sir. He lives over here in Plano.
You know, those are very interesting stories, both of them. It displays Lance Armstrong as not unlike so many football, baseball. Have you looked at what's her name? Is it Sabrina Williams, the tennis star that smashed?
Yeah.
Have you looked at her body lately? If that woman is not on steroids, I'm the Pope. I mean, my God, she looks like a professional wrestler. It's just,
you want to piss her off at a bar.
It's just scary. But so Lance Armstrong's doping or blooding or whatever the hell he did, you know, yawn. That's what professional sports is now.
But see, here's what I don't understand about all that. People are going to do what they want to do. They're going to do drugs. They're going to smoke. They're going to drink. They're going to do whatever they want to do. When you tell somebody, no, you can't do that, that makes them do what? That makes them want to go try.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, this whole stigma, it's what we're talking about. You know, it's this line to, and when I say ourselves, I don't mean our listeners or you or me or anybody, but, you know, I do it to myself, too, sometimes. Like, when I'm going 85 miles an hour down the highway in my 6-speed, and I know I shouldn't be, you know, I'm kind of taking my life in my own hands. That's what they're doing. You know, that's what we do as a society. We're taught to push the excess, not look at the consequences. You know, and it's just...
Yeah, and don't forget that all television and most of radio is designed to distract you. Television is designed to make you forget.
That's why it's called programming.
But if you take a look, we have lost 3 or 4 radio stations in the past 6 months, and every one of them, and not just me, but I mean other liberal talk show hosts, and every one of them went to sports. You have stations now like Miami or San Diego where you will have 4, 5, 6 goddamn sports stations. And nobody talking about the Keystone XL pipeline. Nobody talking about important issues. The media companies in this country should be drawn and quartered because they're the ones making these decisions, and there's not a damn thing average people can do about it. You can send a petition to KTLK in L.A. until your hand drops off. You can get 50,000 people to sign a petition, put the liberal talk show host back on, and it won't happen.
You know how you'll get their attention, though? You know how you will get their attention?
How?
Money.
Yeah, well, that's true. Hey, Eddie, we're out of time. I got to go. Thanks, pal. All right. Talk to you again. Take care, Eddie.